to Pokemon Unite. I said that in such a weird way. I should say, I've already tried recording this video, and some stuff got messed up, so this is attempt number 2. So I'm not going to try to fake my reaction or anything. I'm just going to get into a game real quick and try to explain things to the best I understand them. I still haven't read all of the abilities, but hopefully I can do well with them. In case it isn't already obvious, I'm doing Armarouge today. Hopefully it goes better than Ceruledge. I mean, personally, I think Armarouge is better than Ceruledge, but that's a different conversation. Alright, so something I just realized is I still forgot to take off the emblems, even though I made a mental note to myself before recording to take off the emblems. I didn't, so I swear, if you steal my kill again... Alright, so as far as I can tell, Incinerate is just, like... well, it's nothing special, it's just a stronger fire attack. And Will-O-Wisp seems to be an area attack, but I still can't really tell. Because I've not really gotten anyone with groups yet. Oh, great. Well... let's see. I think that damaged both of them. Not sure, though. Yeah, it is an area. Yeah, it is an area of effect. There you go, and I'll be taking Fire Spin, and I forgot what the second ability is, but Fire Spin, as far as I can tell, is just this gigantic AoE attack. Lingers a bit, damages stuff inside, and I think it gives me a movement speed and damage boost as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Also trying to figure out what that weird bar is. If I had to guess, it's like a combo thing. You get it fully charged and their next attack is stronger. And then flame charge. So Armarouge has a pretty diverse move set, move pool, whatever you call it. He has 2 melee-centered ones and 2 range-centered ones. Which, I have to say, the first time I tried recording this, I was much more impressed with the melee ones rather than the range ones. As far as I can tell, his ultimate is supposed to be like a gigantic area of effect, fired nuke or something like that. How are you still Froakie? You're not winning this. You're level 4, I'm level 11. I was gonna say 12. Did I not catch him in that? I should say, I don't know if I said this already, but I didn't read what any of the abilities did. So, I still have no clue what everything does completely. I didn't even realize that Ninetales was level 8, I think. They're falling behind. And he's dead again. How in the world is this guy still Froakie? Like, you'd think he would have leveled up by now. You see, like, the Unite move doesn't do that much. Like, I really can't tell what the gimmick with it is. Doesn't seem to do that much damage. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Alright, so let's predict the rage quit. Didn't even get to finish my sentence. Now, because I keep forgetting to not have the emblems equipped, I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm talking about. This is, I don't know if this makes sense. For anyone who doesn't play the game and don't know what these emblems basically give you, like, stat modifiers, like they'll take away from one stat and then add to another. And because I main a special attacker, glass cannon, I have basically a special attack focus, this, build. It's not the best, I'm not trying to maximize it, I just kind of threw everything I found on there. But I really need to remember taking it off, because sometimes it just makes a character worse, other times it makes a character better. Like Rouge is a special attacker, I think. So that was just buffing him the whole time. Come out or something? Alright, armor cannon. This has to be one of the weirdest abilities in the game, because it's Rouge's signature move, so I was kind of hoping it would be at least good, but there's no ability like it. You have to hold it, it's a hold and charge sort of thing that you'd find in certain shooters, except the problem is, this isn't like that typical PvP shooter thing. And it can do crazy damage, but if you hold it for too long, you can't fire it, like you just saw. And if you don't hold it for long enough, because say you're getting attacked, it doesn't fire. It can do, like, a lot of damage at once. It just doesn't work 100% of the time. I don't know. It might be a bit preempted to say this, but I think his other abilities are better. Also, what is that guy's attack boost? I don't know how to play Lavatar. That's what that thing's called, but I don't know what the evolution is called. Forgot it. Like, if it just had a longer... I feel like something that has a sort of, like, charge up like that should have, like, solar beam range. No? Let's see what happens when I fully charge this thing. It didn't look like it did much. And Psyshock, again, not the greatest. I think the biggest issue with Armor Cannon is that, well, in this game you kind of need to get your abilities out quickly, and it's a charge up. so you can't get it out quickly. It doesn't even do that much damage. I'm sure there's some kind of, like, gimmick with it. Maybe need to wait for that thing to build up. It's supposed to be, like, close combat level strong in the actual games. Like, I don't think close combat's actually in this game. And Psyshock is also kind of weird. And he evolved, which means I can't kill him now. And I'm dead. Yeah, I don't think... Unless I'm missing something, which is very possible since I don't read the abilities before using them. Unless I'm missing something, Armor Cannon doesn't seem that useful. That's such crap damage. Like, the basic attack does more damage than that. And he used his freaking Unite move, so he was invincible for a second. Lovely. It's just not doing anything. I'm probably going to read over his abilities and like, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. But right now, you see, even when you attack it, Armor Cannon gets cancelled out. It's like, what's the point? And he was in the Unite Moves area. And I'm dead again. Like, hold on, where's an NPC that... Oh, that's from the upgrade. I was gonna say, was it always that long range? No, because I upgraded. Alright, this thing. This thing's kind of tough. That doesn't do anything. I can get that with a couple basic attacks. Do I need to have it at, like, the exact length? No, that's not it. You're not telling me I need it to be at the exact length in order to do anything with it. Where's another NPC? Another crawfish. I mean, it's doing damage now, but that might just be from the upgrades. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Well, let's test it on this thing. Okay. Now, where's another one? I'm not getting the chance to because my team's killing everything. I don't really care about winning this one. I just want to compare and contrast real quick. There's one now. Oh, you're already dead. Alright, what about this one? So, that's the damage at max range. Max-ish range. Let's try damage at not max range. It's the same thing. I don't get it. As far as I can tell, the damage just sucks. It's been so long since I've lost, I didn't even know that losing creates a different, like, sound at the end of the game. No, thanks. Now let's figure out what this thing is supposed to do. His ability is called Flash Fire. When the when the Pokemon with this ability takes special attack-based damage from Pokemon from the opposing team, the damage it takes is reduced for a short time, and its next basic attack deals additional damage. This ability goes on cooldown after being triggered. So, you hit him with a special attack, he gets a buff. That sounds kind of pointless, but okay. Incinerate has the user attack the designated opposing Pokemon with a flame, setting it ablaze and dealing damage over time for a short time. When a Pokemon on the opposing team that takes a blaze picks a berry, the berry's effects are halved. Okay, so it just halves healing. It just halves healing benefits. That's kind of weird. Will-O-Wisp has the user shoot a flame in the designated direction, dealing damage and applying a slowing effect. Okay, so it slows. Again, that's kind of odd, but okay. On the opposing Pokemon, it hits, and leaving them burned for a short time. After using this move, the user's next basic attack becomes a boosted attack. Okay, now that's useful. I don't know, like, the second gimmick, obviously, is actually useful. Fire Spin. As the user generate a fierce vortex of fire around itself, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon, it halves. It hits, and increasing the user's movement speed. I've realized that. When the user is moving towards Pokemon on the opposing team, its movement speed is further increased. I guess they would have to be in the radius, right? Like, how exactly would you grade that if it wasn't in the radius? Whenever the user deals damage, it receives a shield effect. This effect can stack up to 6 times. If the user hits opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, the duration of the vortex is increased. Upgrade grants the user a shield when this move is used. Yeah, okay, so in other words, Fire Spin keeps you alive, which is great. It's because I noticed when I didn't have Fire Spin on, I was dying a whole lot more, and it was probably because I wasn't, like, properly doing damage, but still. So this is what you want if you're going to try to tank. You see, Armarouge is more of an all-arounder than Ceruledge. Even though Ceruledge is an all-rounder and Armarouge is a damage dealer, this game doesn't make a lot of sense. Then Armor Cannon. Disappointing. As the user combine its shoulder armor and charged power, then fire a blazing ball of flame, the user releases a shockwave in front of itself when firing, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon. The fired ball of flame explodes when it hits an opposing Pokemon or after it travels a set distance, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and leaving them unable to act. So it's a stun. The user's defense and special defense is decreased for a short... That's stupid. Like, you're making me take more damage for doing little to no damage. Like, unless, again, it doesn't say anything about doing insane damage. Like, it does not do enough damage to warrant a special defense and defense debuff. That's stupid. Flame Charge has the user cloak itself in a flame and charge in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and shoving them. When this move hits an opposing Pokemon, the user is granted a shield, and this move's cooldown is reduced. For a short time after using this move, the cannon gauge becomes full and will not decrease after... What? Okay, so the basic attack has its own gimmick as well. That's good to know. Becomes full and will not decrease after boosting attacks are used. Upgrade reduces the damage the user receives for a short time after this move. So, in other words, Flame Charge and Fire Spin are both defensive. Psyshock and Armor Cannon are offensive. Speaking of Psyshock, if this does what I think it does, then I just think that might have been a bad matchup. Has the user materialize odd psychic waves to attack in 3 areas of effect in front of itself, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits, while partially ignoring their special defense. Oh, so instead of going for physical attack, instead of going for the physical defense, it just ignores special defense. So in other words, no, it wasn't a bad matchup, it just sucks. The third attack throws opposing Pokemon it hits for a short... Third attack throws opposing Pokemon it hits. Oh, there's a period there. For a short time after using this move, the cannon gauge becomes full and will not decrease... Okay, so what is the cannon gauge? Increases the move's area effect. Okay, so I would imagine this. Armourouge's basic attack. Every time the user hits an opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, its cannon gauge increases. When the cannon gauge is full, the user's next basic attack consumes the entire gauge and becomes a boosted attack. So it is a charge up. Come on, Throat. When the user hits an opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, a blazing mark is applied to it. If the user hits an opposing Pokemon who has 3 blazing marks using Fire Spin or Armor Cannon, all the marks are consumed and additional damage is dealt to the opposing Pokemon. So, wait, so do you have to combine Armor Cannon with the basic attack to get value out of it? Because if that's the case, that's really stupid. Like, maybe it's crazy damage, but that doesn't sound great. And last and probably least, actually no, Armor Cannon's definitely least, second least, is the Unite move, and it's Psycho-Boom. That's really bad wordplay, but okay. Has the user jump up and change. Has the user jump up and charge Psychic Power, then create an area that leaves opposing Pokemon unable to act. While the user is charging Psychic Power, the position of the area can be adjusted. Okay, I didn't know that. This is why you read what they can do before playing them, but I do things the other way around. The user then fires a ball of flame towards the center of the area, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and throwing them outside the area. So you move the area, which stops them from doing stuff, and then you damage everything in the area, and it can move. So that's kind of useful. But I didn't really find much use of it. You see, I feel like this isn't an attacker. When you think attacker, I feel like they have the roles mixed up a little bit here. Like, this doesn't feel like an attacker. It feels like an all-rounder. Or at the very least, a tank or defender, whatever they call it. So, I don't know. But overall, let's see. Fire Spin and I totally didn't forget what the other one was called. Flame Charge were definitely solid. Size Shock is too gimmicky to really be super useful. And Armor Cannon, again, too gimmicky. It doesn't work well with the basic attacks gimmick, so that's not... So it's not... It's just too awkward to use properly. So I'm going to give Armourouge... Okay, for 2 solid abilities and 2 kind of bad abilities, and the Unite move being kind of mediocre, I'm going to say 3 out of 5. That feels kind of fitting. But that's probably going to be it for this one. Hopefully. Like, I'm going to be doing a redemption video soon for anyone who I think could have been better if I, played them properly. So far, I have Ceruledge and Metagross. I'm adding this guy to the list. Once I get 5, I'll be doing that. That's probably going to be like a very long episode, so I don't know. Maybe I'll even split them into parts, but I'm not sure. But for now, Armourouge, 3 out of 5. That'll be it for today. See you at the upload.